now.
I'm gonna finish my stuff.
You better hurry. Restore the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Danny and Wanda from the great Deep South Home. I'm working on it. Give me just a minute. This is a
process.
This is a process here you have to go through. I'm telling you. I gotta stretch
We do
out.
this every time. I'm sorry, guys. Well, where's our picture? He was wanting to see our picture, and we ain't got no picture.
I'll get your picture back. Hang on just a minute. I'm gonna cover it where it says the end stream, so that way we don't dare punch it out. You know,
and kill ourselves.
Whoa! Look at there! I told you we could do it. All right.
Oh, we're really there.
Yeah, I made the screen large. She says, I want the chat bigger. I said, well, the chat's as big as I can get it, but I made a picture of us really big. She says, well, I don't want to see us. I was like, well, I want to see me.
So we got a lot of people.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't been in here, so I don't know what everybody answered. I laughed at him because he was laughing at making fun of this big picture.
Yeah. I wasn't making fun of the picture. You was.
I was giggling.
You was laughing because you said, I don't want our picture to be that big. I'm like, well, why not? I mean, everybody else sees us on a big screen. Why can't we see us, you know?
I was giggling so bad. I'm so tired, y'all.
We are so tired.
My giggle box is probably tired.
Probably is. Wanted to smack me in the eye today, and I mean, I almost got a black eye, and this one here.
I know. It's got a red streak.
Yeah, it's got a red streak right there. You can see. If I get up real close to say, look at her, and she hit me right there, y'all, right there. I mean, just.
Yo, it was so funny.
Yeah, it was funny to you.
I was watching him come around. We were putting the scaffolding up. He's on his tractor, and he had the the forks way up high because he had the scaffolding on it. And I'm standing up here at the shed where we're going to put the scaffolding, so I didn't do this, okay? He's got the forks, and it catches a tree that I've been telling him to cut that limb forever because it hangs down too low. And he's like, no, I like my limbs hanging low. The forks catches the limb pops him right in the face, and he gets up here and he goes, that limb just hit me. I said, well, I've been waiting on you to cut that forever.
Yeah, I told her, I said, it's a good thing I had my eyes closed. You would have put my eye out because it come right across right there and he just smacked me, knocked my head back. I was like, man, it was so cold anyway. It was in the 30s. And then my whole face was numb. And you know what it's like to have a numb face? It's like I went to the dentist, except it was in the eye. You know? It was crazy.
So we got all the scaffolding moved because we're officially through with the whole outside of the she shed, right?
Oh, except the trim. I got to put the trim on the porch.
Okay, I forgot. He's got a little bit of trim.
Fascia board and trim on the porch. And we will be freaking finished with all the metal work.
Yes.
We put lights on the back porch today. I put the receptacles in the back porch today. We got a lot of stuff done today.
We went outside a while ago and flipped all the lights on.
We went outside in the dark and turned the lights on just to see what it would look like with all the lights turned on. Actually, and to our amazement, it was really bright.
Actually, I was going to hunt him some.
He wouldn't give me some pecans because, you know me, I have to have my snacks.
But I was going out there to get pecans, and he said, well, let's just try all the lights, because we haven't been outside in the last couple of days to see if the lights work. So they do work. So now we have lights everywhere. You put up a solar. What's on the front?
On the front, I have a solar street light on the front of the building that charges by a solar panel all day. And when the sun goes down, it lights up the whole front of the place. I have it set for doing it all night right now, but I can adjust it for 3 hours or 5 hours or however many hours I want.
But we can see to get all the way to the barn.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, it makes it really nice.
Used to, we had to carry a flashlight out there at night. And after the rattlesnake ordeal, we figured we need to be able to see the ground when we walk out there at night. So, not that there's going to be any snakes out in the cold, but, and it has been cold. It has been in the 30s, right? It has been below freezing. Let me put it that way. It has been below freezing, and the wind has been horrendous.
Yeah, but he managed to get the metal on. Yesterday, he and I worked together.
Yesterday, we got up, and it was so cold. I told Wanda, I said, look, The wind is supposed to start blowing about 25 miles an hour, according to the news, at around about 10 o'clock. I said, we've got from 7 o'clock till 10 o'clock to put this roof on before the wind starts blowing. And it was so cold, we couldn't feel our fingers, we couldn't feel our toes.
Lunch.
We finished before lunch, but right as soon as we got through, the wind came, and I mean, it came with a vengeance. We didn't even get to put the eve flashing on it until today. I had to wait until, that's dinner today. I had to wait till dinner today for it to warm up enough and the wind to quit blowing for me to be able to get on the roof and finish putting the rest of the flashing on the roof.
You're welcome, Montville. Somebody was asking about a link for the solar floodlight. So, Lippy, if you will, remind me after we get off, send me an email or send it to me now and I'll get it when I get off, to add the solar light that we put up.
The street light, it's a solar street light. I love it. The thing works. We got one at the cabin, and we got one over here. I literally love them.
I'm trying to eat and watch.
Okay.
JM at the Nut House says she ordered, hey, JM.
Dave.
3 more GreenStalk. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, y'all.
Yeah, they are on sale right now. If you want them, you better jump on them because I'm telling you, they got a really good deal.
$109 for the 5-tier. $109. That's they're good sale.
They're good. That's a good sale.
And I talked to Ashley, who is the owner's daughter that I talk to all the time. She said they only have 2 sales scheduled in the spring, and this is the first one. So they'll have another one probably in a month and a half when gardening kicks off. But the way things are going, you're not guaranteed you're going to get anything. You
can't make no guarantee. I have missed Jen so much. I mean, honestly,
I know. She needs a trip to Mississippi.
That girl, I swear.
Lippy's making a trip to Mississippi.
Did
I tell you that?
No, you didn't tell me that. You don't tell
Lippy,
me much of nothing. I'm sorry.
She's making a trip.
Well, you better wait till after the 20th before you do it, okay?
She's waiting for March.
Okay. So I'm just saying, y'all know that. Y'all know Mr. B is said that his first day in office, he's going to do an executive order that we've got to be mandatory to wear a mask for 100 days until April. If you like wearing a mask, hey, that's not a problem. If you don't like wearing them, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, use the Deep South code. Yeah, thank you, Jen. Yeah, Jen needs another Mississippi trip.
Yeah.
I enjoy when Jen
I just
had a blast with them here.
I know. I worry about them being out there where they're at, though. I'm just afraid that something bad's going to happen out there.
Well,
hell, I worry about where I live. I worry about where everybody's living at now.
You turned it into Lippy. I think you
used
Lippy,
to.
Are you counting?
Used to. You know, you worried about certain parts of the country. Now I'm worried about the whole country.
Well, that's kind of what we were going to talk about tonight is if you're in place for now, probably the next 30 days at least or longer, you ain't moving.
You ain't
90% of you're not going to move.
You're not going to get to move
in the next 30 days. Nope. So it's about making yourself happy where you're at, finding your happy place, learning how to grow something, learning how to survive. If you need food now, go to the grocery store tomorrow.
Yeah, go tomorrow.
Go tonight.
I mean, after looking at China's shelves are almost empty, and their prices of everything they have has gone up 50% in the last few days. But guys, I'm telling you,
prepare.
I don't know if I know I've preached this for so long, and sometimes I think people just look at me like I'm a nutcase, but everything we're experiencing now is things that I have told y'all for the last 3 to 4 years. I told you one day it would happen. Well, it has happened. You know?
Bandana Grandma, she's made it in today, and Lou. See, now these are people that have been to our gathering. We have met these people in person, and some of them have been to our house. Now, Bandana Grandma and Lou, I don't think came to our house, but Jen has been here. Dee has been here. Dee 225. Gemini's been here. Lots of people have. That was 65 people here.
Well, it was 65 at one time here.
we just had a blast.
It's a shame we didn't have the garage then and the back porch on it and the cabin and everything we had, the ponds and the piers and the greenhouses. I mean, I could have put everybody to work, you know?
Yeah, but right now, people have asked, are we going to have a gathering? And no, right now we can't do that. In the future, we're not saying we won't, but until things straighten out and we get some semblance of normalcy, we have to do everything online. So we will be. And Danny and I don't allow just a lot of people at our house now. We
don't allow nobody no more except
family and
personal unless friends. I personally know you. Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of shut back. And so we do allow family and a few friends. But
okay, somebody asked me about the Champion Log Splitter. Hey, it works great. We love it. Love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. And Carol Cassidy's talking about the Harbinger 1 and 2. We have those books by Jonathan Kahn. Ms. Wanda is glued to them.
I am reading I read the first one several years ago and was hooked. I really, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. The books are just amazing. And I ordered the second one, 2 weeks ago? And when it came in, I have been glued to it every night. My daughter says, how do you find time to read? I'm like, I am going to read this book. I am going to finish it. And I think I mentioned it last week, The Harbinger 2, the section on the virus, whatever. Just blow your socks off. Just go ahead. Just a lot of it blows it off, but
Marshall Farm said they already got their seed potatoes and their English peas.
Well, Hoss Tools said they sending out our seed potatoes today. I mean, not today, this week.
This week sometime.
Yeah.
That's what Travis and them said they were going to send them out. Well, they're not sending them to...
Wes sent me a message.
Okay. Well, they're not sending them to the northern areas, only the southern areas.
Yeah, the southern, low southern. Do you use the quilt we all made? Yes, Miss Willa. I've got it over at the cabin. I had it hanging on the rail at the cabin, and I took it down for Christmas. But as soon as somebody decides they're going to get Christmas out of the cabin, which is still up.
Our Christmas tree's still up. We ain't had time to even go back to the cabin and take it down.
I'm going to put the quilt back up. The quilt everybody made at the gathering is hanging in the cabin up on the rail at the top of the stairs. It's beautiful.
Sparrow says, did y'all send the census? I don't know if we did or not.
I got a stack of them papers.
I don't know.
Throw them away. No, collecting.
We've been so busy, we don't pay no attention to nobody. I don't care. I mean, I honestly don't care. I mean, I'm at a point right now, I'm only focused on me and Wanda. My job in the eyes of God is to take care of this woman right here. Any other thing don't even fit into my schedule. I'm gonna make sure she's taken care of.
Well, somebody said what books? They're by Jonathan Kahn, C-A-H-N, and they're called The Harbinger and The Harbinger 2. And I've got. Can you get mine right yonder? It's right there on that little table by. Y'all, I'm eating a strawberry bread that I made today. It is awesome. I used freeze-dried strawberries.
Harbinger 2?
Yeah. I'm using freeze-dried strawberries that I got from My Patriot Supply, and I made this, and it's really good.
It smells good. I can't eat it, but it smells good.
And I used my cast iron bread pan to make it in, and I'm loving it.
Okay.
Okay, this is the second one for all of you that's asking. This is the second book. The first one looks similar to it. It just says The Harbinger by Jonathan Kahn. This one just came out, I think, in the last month or so. Last couple of months. Came out long.
Yeah, don't lose it now. You'll be asking me where it's at. Put it where you can see it.
Put it where I can see it.
There you go. All right.
But, so I'm trying to learn to use some of our freeze-dried stuff from My Patriot Supply because I don't like things staying in my cabinet forever. And since we're in this clearing up mode and cleaning and organizing.
We just have a troll on here tonight. Everybody keeps.
They keep deleting.
They keep deleting whatever they're saying anyway.
Thank you, Deborah. I'm not sure.
They keep deleting anyway. It's a Deborah Singleton. They keep deleting whatever it is anyhow.
Okay.
Probably somebody, probably a Biden fan or something.
I trust Deborah. She's okay. I'm trying to see. I can't read.
I'm sitting here. I got a piece of wood in my eye today, and it's been irritating the heck out of me. So I'm having.
Bandana Grandma said she completed the first sentence, but then they wanted her to do another one. So if you did it one time, what are they doing? Like counting you 4, 5, 6 times?
They want to know what size underwear you wear. How's the weather in Mississippi today? It's been cold. It's going to be cold for the next 2 or 3 days. It's been cold for like a week and a half, you know. That's not the longest cold spell we've had before, but it is a long cold spell.
So somebody's saying that Deborah Singleton must be something to do with politics.
No,
we're not doing politics.
We don't discuss politics on here. This is not the place.
If you're a moderator and she keeps on, just ban her. But now if she just makes comments about what we're talking about, let it go.
That's fine.
But definitely ban her. She keeps on.
Yeah,
that's just the way we're doing.
We're not here to talk about politics. I mean, it doesn't matter what we say or do. Whoever's going to be president is going to be president. Ain't nothing we can do about it. My faith is in the Lord. It's not in a man. My trust is in the Lord. It's not in a man. So I don't care who they put in office. God's over them, as like He's over me. So I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah, and guys, you know what we're trying to get through the thought tonight is we're all where we are.
Yeah,
and we should be making the best of where you're at, regardless of what it is, what your circumstances is. I've lived through that in my life already. Danny's lived through that. Yeah. Most of you have lived through something in your life, and you got through it, you know, and that's what we're trying to tell people now is learn how to live with what you got.
Yeah.
Don't be without food and water. I'm just saying, that's my biggie.
Yeah.
But everything else, if you don't have anything but a shovel, use the shovel, you know. Dig a hole, plant a plant.
Kelly Merrill says, can you make these live streams earlier in the day? Nope, because we work. You know, I mean, and we've been doing this now for what, 3 or 4 years? 5 years.
This will be the 5th year.
This will be the 5th year on Saturday night at 8 o'clock Central. Central time. I don't see us changing.
Yeah. With all the, I can't read with. Y'all all the way. Keep focus on family and homestead. Yes.
Yeah.
She said, use a shovel. Well, I'm serious. Some people don't know the difference between different types of shovels, different types of hose. They don't know different types of rakes. If I say go get a rake, most people gonna go get a rake that you rake leaves with. That ain't what you use in a garden
rake.
A garden rake has the tongs on it that will dig. And so if you've never been around these tools and you don't know what you've got and you're fixing to start trying to grow something and you haven't bought it up before now, unless you run out and get it tomorrow, you know, you got to use what you got.
Okay. Sunset Hosta Farm says, can I put seed potatoes in the fridge so they don't continue to sprout as they are now? Not going to really slow them down that much. What you can do is don't break the sprouts off, but cut them back some, and they'll continue to, the potato will hold good as long as the potato don't shrivel up on you too much. Now, if it does shrivel up some, it's still okay, but not if it shrivels up too much.
Mark, I'm sorry somebody deleted you. They put you back. Sometimes when people are trying, excuse me, the moderators didn't mean to. When you go to hit that little button to take off somebody that's a troll, the screen will jump and you accidentally hit the wrong person. Yeah. Done it many times moderating for other people. So Mark, we're really sorry. They didn't mean to. It was an accident and they put you back. It's just one of those things when you're moderating.
Hey, I got a question. Been trying to get my wife on the same page. Starting our homestead. Any advice to get her on the same page? That's kind of difficult when somebody don't want to be on the same page with you. You might start showing her all the things that's going on in the world, and I don't know, does she do the grocery shopping? Surely she sees the prices on everything. That's all. I mean, it's kind of difficult. how many weeks or how many months of food supply? Adam's Eden Farm says, should we have? I would not have less than 2 months. I would shoot for a year, but I would not do less than 2 months because you just don't know what is going to happen.
Yeah.
Lil NC Farmer says you might need to make some homemade tools.
Yeah, tools is one thing. We're going to do a video on the she shed before long talking about just carpenter tools and stuff like that, but the same will go along with gardening. People have this fancy notion that because they have seed, they're going to go out there, dig in that dirt, put that seed in, they're going to have some tomatoes and they're going to have some beans and stuff's going to grow. I'm sorry, you're going to die. It ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen.
If you don't have the good soil, because lots of people don't know what kind of soil they have. They've never grown anything, so they don't know. You got to know what your soil's like. You got to know what you got to do to fertilize. You got to know how to grow a plant. It's like raising a kid.
Okay, they said Whippoorwill Holler has COVID.
Stony Ridge
Farmer has it. Yep.
Yeah, has too.
Let's see. Trying to go through here. My eyes blurry on the right side. I'm having
are y'all running into seed shortages?
We raise our own seed, so we don't really. I mean, seed shortage is never a big deal for us.
No.
Because we always save our own seeds. Now
we
occasionally
don't really shop for that kind of stuff.
No, we don't do that. And occasionally we might want something new, and if I see there's an item out there that's a hot item and everybody's loving it, I mean, I don't have the seeds, I might try.
Last year, for example,
was the Cherokee yellow wax beans.
Well, the celebrity tomatoes.
Yeah.
Danny, when we figured out celebrity tomatoes worked really well in the greenhouse.
Now the hybrid celebrities, not the heirloom celebrity, but the hybrid celebrity.
Yeah. We went out and bought a big supply of celebrity seeds. That way, we have them. We know they work in the greenhouse and they did really well. Yeah. But the yellow wax beans, but we saved a lot of seed of them last year.
Well, that was like I told y'all on the last one. That was the last live stream. That was a tough one for us. When we looked out there and seen how pretty them things was hanging, I just had to make an executive decision here that 2 rows was not going to be picked, and that was the hardest thing in the world with them beautiful beans hanging there. But as a result, we was able to harvest a couple of pounds of seeds for us. North Little Rock, Arkansas, Ms. Pat F. Pat F.
I have to concentrate on one and I miss everybody else. So, guys, if we miss something, you're going to have to put anything you want to say.
Okay. Jan says, I've been following Danny's steps of growing carrots and I still can't get a decent stand of them and a decent harvest of them. Jan, rule number 1, rich, fertile dirt. Rule number 2, it must be loose dirt. Rule number 3, it must be loose down 12 to 16 inches deep with no pan on it nowhere. Rule number 4, wet them when you plant them, cover them. Do not take the cover off for 6 to 7 days. Test it at 6. If you see them popping up, take them off and lightly. You've got to have the right wand to actually water them with so that you don't pack the dirt back. It's called a dram wand. It's like taking a very soft shower. You know, it's really a nice deal.
Yeah, so you don't overwater. When I went to the store last week, all prices were up 10 to 20 cents. Y'all, I can't tell y'all enough that if you're not paying attention to the prices, Danny and I don't go to the grocery stores, but we went into our local Piggly Wiggly last week, week before, 2 weeks ago, I don't know. The prices just shocked us. And people were saying that they could get butter for $2 and something a pound. Yeah, if you go to Walmart, I'm sure it is $2 something because that's where I usually buy it. But in our Piggly Wiggly, it was it $3.99 or $4.29?
$4.29 for regular butter.
And then the organic
was
$9 and something for a pound of butter. Now, if that is not outrageous, then don't tell me. I mean, I'm just blown away at this.
Oh, let me get my eyes focused here again now.
You can grow grocery store potatoes and dried beans. Most of your dried beans that you buy in a grocery store will sprout and come up. We've tried that.
I've actually grown grocery store beans.
We did the black-eyed peas.
Black-eyed peas, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you fertilize your fruit trees with? First of all, I do a soil analysis of it before I ever put my tree in the ground. I do a pH test to make sure my pH is right. And then, depending on if I plant them in the, like this time of the year, I just fertilize them with a good, like 10-10-10 or 20-20-20 or 13-13-13. I just mix it in growing, and I put some time release fertilizer in there.
Okay, so Lippy said that Danny taught her how to grow carrots. Yes, Lippy's carrots did good. If you cannot get seeds, grow from food sprouts. That's another.
You can do that. You can cut your onions off and different things like that.
Let's see. Butterfrees as well. Yes.
Okay, somebody wants me to explain the difference between a greenhouse.
I was looking for that.
Between a high tunnel and a greenhouse. Okay. A high tunnel has sidewalls on it that ranges about 7 to 8 feet tall, and you can roll the sides all the way to the top up there. It's very high. The center will be around 14 to 16 feet wide, to sometimes 18 feet high. Depends on how wide the greenhouse is. You can get them any length that you want them, up to 100 feet. A greenhouse, it just is a arched way that goes all the way to the ground. It usually has a ceiling height of around 7 to 8 foot. Very difficult to grow anything in the winter and in the summer, to be honest with you, because it's too hard to control the temperature in them. Yeah, they have to be climate controlled. A high tunnel just needs good fans in it, or you can open the sides up and let the air pass through it.
Okay, I ordered the 2 books you suggested last week. I have a terrible black thumb trying to turn it green. A lot of them are saying about butter in their area.
Over $3.50 a pound there. One of them says it's $7.65 for a 2-pound butter roll here in the Amish community. Somebody's explaining
how long can you store fertilizer and how to store it safely.
Fertilizer must be kept dry, and it must be kept in a place where there's no chemicals or anything like that, to especially diesel fuel, or to come in contact with it.
Gosh, this one says, I want to grow white grapefruit. How long from seed to picking fruit? You're looking at years.
Oh, you're looking at years. Could be anywhere between, from a seed, it could be anywhere between 5 and 8 years.
It takes a long time from a seed to grow a tree and produce fruit. You'd
be better off to go buy a tree already, big enough to bear.
Yeah, because we bought bare root trees this past year, fruit trees, and several of them produced this year and produced well. And we were very pleased with them.
Yeah, we were very pleased with ours.
The ones we bought in pots, we had one that produced 1 pair, and that was it. None of the ones we bought in pots did anything. They barely grew. They're still here, but they're not doing that well.
Okay, Gary H. message. Retracted. Our butter is $4 through $7.50, depending on the brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's all going up. Hickory nut trees did not produce nuts this year. Ours produced plenty this year.
Did we lose any fish in the ponds?
No, we have not lost any fish.
Not that we know of, unless that big bird is getting some.
Yeah, we have a big old bird that likes to stay down there. He could be eating some. What is the best fertilizer for onions and carrots? Once again, carrots needs the ground to just be fertilized really good with a good organic. If you use organic, the problem is, let me say this. If you use organic fertilizer, it's not consistent. You need to go with a fertilizer that has a consistent analysis in it. Something like 20-20-20 or 8-24-24, 13-13-13, 10-10-10, 5-5-5. You just pick one of these and make sure that you really get the ground good and fertile. How deep should a raised bed be for tomatoes? I'm guessing you're talking about the soil. With me, anything I grow, my soil is a minimum of 12 inches. I try to have it at least 12 to 16 inches deep.
Somebody was saying, do we eat acorns? We have plenty of acorn trees, but the animals get them.
Yeah, we save ours mainly for the animals, and we have them in case we needed them. We do have them.
We would fight the animals.
We'd have to fight the animals, but we have chestnut trees coming on too. So
yeah. Mott's Hill, thank you.
Thank you, Mott's Hill.
And thank you for all the help. She had messaged me this week, and I had been messaging back and forth with Mott's Hill this week on some things. They're saying 1 drop of raw honey would do wonders for your eye.
I don't know about that.
It would. At least it wouldn't look like I socked you.
I know it wouldn't. What happened today? The wind was blowing horrendous, and I had to cut a board. And when I was cutting it, the sawdust just swirled around, come over my hat, come all down in here on top of my glasses and my face and everything. A piece went right in my eye.
Yeah, and it's made his eye hurt. Do we still have our 7 gardens? Yes.
Yes.
But we are going to change a lot this year because I still have sweet potatoes in my floor in the dining room. Today I canned 14 quarts of sweet potatoes. Yesterday I canned 16 pints of ham. But today I did 14 quarts of sweet potatoes. That's why I'm tired. I still got enough sweet potatoes. If I can all of them, I probably could do 6 more canners probably. And Danny informed me that he'd put some in the cellar.
A bunch of them in the cellar. Yeah.
So I'm not out of sweet potatoes.
If you were to start prepping from scratch tomorrow, what would you buy from the stores? Well, first of all, if you're going to start prepping tomorrow, you're probably way behind the ball game. Secondly, if I was going to prep from the store, I would go to the store in the morning, first thing, and I would buy all the green beans, I would buy all the corn, I would buy all the rice, all the dry beans, anything like that that I could financially afford, and the store would let me have. And I would, if it took 2 buggies to haul them out or 3 buggies to haul them out, I would do it.
Plus, you want all your meds?
Your med, well, she said to get from the grocery store.
Oh, she said specifically.
I would get some peanut butter. Mm-hmm. Powdered peanut butter is actually better because it has a very long shelf life.
Yeah.
Organic peanut butter will go bad on you in no time.
But peanut butter will last.
Cheap peanut butter will last a long time.
Honey?
I would get some honey. I would get some salt, sugar. All these kind of things, I would get as much of it as I financially could afford.
Flour, anything that you need to make something from scratch, because the average person now doesn't have simple things like flour. And if you get plain flour, make sure you get your baking powder to go with it. Salt is a biggie. I'm thinking of the kitchen. I would make sure I have plenty of butter. If you like mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, any of that, at least enough to last for 2 or 3 months. Some way to make bread, or either if you have a big freezer and can store bread, that would be something I would do. Cornbread, if you eat cornbread, I would buy cornmeal. It's mainly what you would eat. I would do soups, canned soups, things like that.
Somebody's asking, how good are solar ovens? They are fantastic. If you get the really good ones, now don't get these cheapies, get you a good heavy duty stainless steel one, and you cannot go wrong.
Yeah. They're talking about your eye, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Honey lasts forever. Yes. Evaporated milk. Yeah, or powdered milk.
Somebody's asked something back. I don't know what it was.
Dried powdered milk, evaporated milk. I buy the shelf-stable almond milk because we use almond milk. Do you make your own moonshine? No.
No. I think so. She asked a question. Do we make our own moonshine? No, we do not do that.
How do you use the canned ham? The canned ham is in pints. I have a video over on Crazy Days that shows how I used it in a salad. I used pickles and mayonnaise, and you can use eggs and mix it up. You can make sandwiches. You can eat it with crackers. I had a lot of people on Facebook and our Deep South Homestead page say that they used it for different things. You can make a ham ball where you mix it up and eat it with crackers and with cream cheese. That may have been what I did. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then somebody said they add ham to macaroni and cheese, which would be good. Some people said they may add it to eggs, like they scramble eggs and ham. Anywhere you need ham, add it to it.
Jen from the Nut House has a good point. We've stocked up on this, Jen, but she says stock up on baking soda, cream of tartar, non-GMO cornstarch, and make your own baking powder. Keeps way longer. That is correct. Yes.
That was one of the things that I did in our first preps about 2 or 3 years ago, was found out how to make baking powder, stocked up on the cornstarch and the cream of tartar so that I knew I had it. If I run out of baking powder, I have a way to make it. And make sure you write the recipe down so you know what it is.
Some of us know what variety of mustard we use. We don't really use mustard. So, I mean, we use a little bit, but not much. And it's usually just whatever variety Wanda chooses.
Yeah, Danny and I weaned ourselves off of mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I use a little bit of mayonnaise occasionally, but one jar will last us probably 3-4 months because we don't use that much. Mustard, one of those little containers will last 6 months or longer. And ketchup, one of those will last months because we just don't use ketchup.
We've tried to wean ourselves off of as many commodities like that as possible. Try to get it down to just basic stuff we have here on the homestead. Amy's right. She says yeast, flour, sugar, spice, salt, rice, pepper, all these kind of things.
Yeah, pepper's another one I forgot.
Yep.
And see, we make our own cane syrup. So we have a lot of syrup that I can use, and I've learned to cook with it. I don't cook with it all the time, but I have it in case I need to. I can make cakes and cookies. We can make the sweet potato dessert. I can use it in my coffee. It just changes the taste of coffee, but you can use it in coffee. And I'm not drinking coffee. I'm doing Ticino because I got to go to bed. Sourdough, if you have a sourdough starter, then you can just keep adding and making your bread every 2 to 3 days or once a week. Vinegar is a good thing to have. Vinegar serves many, many purposes, mainly cleaning, and you can use it in, just look how to use vinegar. Lots and lots of purposes of vinegar. You can also make your own.
Amy says, I need a recipe for baking soda. I don't know if she means baking soda or baking powder.
Baking powder.
Look at Jan right above you. Jan has the recipe right above you.
Yeah. Equal amounts of baking soda. Wait, I lost it.
It's for cream of tartar, baking soda, and all mixed together,
What brand of solar oven is best? Sun oven.
Sun oven is the best we've found.
Is it possible to can sausage gravy? I have no clue. I don't make sausage gravy. I do have sausage can.
Yeah.
So you could, with the canned sausage, you could make your gravy and dump your sausage in it. I mean, I don't know why you would want to can it. I don't think it would can very well.
Debbie says, you guys, is that Debbie? Yeah, Debbie Houston says, you guys have a smokehouse. We have an epic smokehouse. All you got to do is ask anybody who's watched our videos on the building of our smokehouse. We got a smokehouse that is to die for.
Got a whole playlist.
Yep.
Hams are on sale. Going to get a couple tomorrow to can. Just make sure you can it for an hour. I think it's an hour and 20 minutes.
I would just do an hour and a half, yeah.
Well, pints, about an hour and 20 minutes, I think, on pints. Once you cut all the meat off the bones into chunks, make sure it's chunks. You do not want shredded anything, but make chunks. Cut all the meat off the bone, put the bone over in some water and boil it for an hour or so, and you've got your broth that you can add back to your ham.
You basically, Orphan Lady's right, flour item. Now you can dry oven can flour, but you cannot can flour items.
Yes.
Because they're too dense, they just will not can right.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Not safely.
No, I wouldn't. I would just can like the ham or the sausage, and then make your gravy up, because gravy takes 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. Why does the USDA tell us not to can ham, sausage, and other processed meats? I read that when I did my canned hams. It's because they can't tell you how to can the hams that they have on the grocery stores.
Yeah.
I did my hams. These were hogs that we raised, had them cured and everything, and I canned my own ham. Now, if you get it in the grocery stores, most people have been doing that. It cans the same way, does the same thing, and nobody's had a problem. But I did read that because they couldn't set a standard for ham, sausage, and other processed.
Well, it's difficult to know the curing of the meat and everything. I mean, all that's it's very difficult.
But mine is fine. I've done sausage. I've done all kinds of pork. I've not had any problems with it.
Yeah, we haven't had any problems at all.
Let's see. Baking soda will make bread rise if you don't have the rest.
Yep.
Yes. Betty Crocker Cookbook has the conversion tables and equivalent info. Okay, that's good to know. A lot of you have cookbooks, but you've never paid any attention, even in my cookbook, and I have. I don't know. Let me see if it's in there. I'm pretty sure it's in my cookbook somewhere.
Miss Wanda has these for sale on Etsy now.
Yeah, y'all go to Etsy. Let me look and see why you talk about something else.
We have sweet potato manuals for sale on Etsy that I wrote. We have English pea books on Etsy that I wrote. All about growing sweet potatoes, all about growing English peas or sweet peas and all that kind of stuff. And Ms. Wanda, I think, has found her.
Yeah, it's here. See? Substitutions. Okay, the first one, baking powder. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. To substitute, you take 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda plus 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. See, my cookbook comes in handy. Y'all read all of it. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, let's just be honest, okay?
And my daughter has that cookbook, so she has no excuse.
Well, let's just stop and be honest here. One of the reasons that they tell you cannot can certain things is because if we all started canning everything, it would put a lot of companies out of business. So therefore, things like they tell you can't store cabbage. I have put cabbage. I have blanched cabbage and put it in freezer bags and put it in the freezer, and it has lasted for a year. I mean, they tell you can't do certain things, but you can do them. Our forefathers done it, and they did just fine. I mean, they made jellies and jams, and they didn't put them in a canner and water bath them. They put them wax over the top of them. Most of them didn't even put a lid on them. I mean, you put wax on the top, turn the thing upside down, and sit it there till it dries. And there's a lot to be said about what we have lost.
What else can you use for yeast if you don't have any to make bread with? I used to do this a long time ago. You in the old book, what is that one called? The Reader's Digest?
Oh,
you're gonna have to go get it.
No.
It's a Reader's Digest book. It tells how to make yeast. And I did this because I used to make bread. This has been 15, 20 years ago more, probably 20 something years ago. You take potatoes and you boil them down, and you take some of the potato water and you take some sugar and potato water, and it'll ferment. Basically, you're making sourdough.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's easy to make. It just takes a couple of days to get it started, and then you just replenish it every day or two. There's a recipe in, I know it's the Reader's Digest. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
But anyway, mine's a yellow book. Had it for years. Let's see. Danny, thank you for responding to my comment on your greenhouse video. I just watched the entire carrot playlist.
Oh, good. I hope it blesses you. I hope you're able to get some good carrots, because we have beautiful carrots every year. Now, it may be the variety of carrots that people are choosing. We choose the Carota and the Danvers half-longs, and the Hall's Tool sells one called the Borella. I think that's how you said that. Barrera, something like that.
Bolero
or something like that. Really good carrots, guys. Our best is the Carota and the Bolero. They actually do really good, but then again, the Danvers half-longs do good too, so we can't complain.
Back to basics. That's it. Thank you, April.
Yes, back to basics.
We've got it in there. He just didn't want to get up, and I can't get up because he's in the way.
Liquid Natchez says, do you still have Danny corn seed for sale? Yeah, we got plenty of them. They may not be up on Etsy, but we have plenty. We'll have to put them up.
I think I put some up yesterday.
Okay.
I don't think people have ordered all of them. Do you prefer self-rising or do you add your own baking powder? I have both. I love to cook with self-rising, but since Danny is gluten-free, I keep the self-rising and the all-purpose for just something special that I want to make. Like today, I just made the strawberry bread. I did that out of I used the all-purpose flour because I had to add to it the baking powder and salt. But Danny uses almond flour and rice flour.
Yeah. Amy says, when do you plant your carrots? Well, Amy, you can plant carrots 2 different times. We plant ours usually in late September, early October. This year we didn't get them done until late October. And a winter carrot is always sweeter than a summer carrot. Now, summer carrots grow a lot faster than winter carrots, but you can plant your summer carrots probably around the 1st of March.
Okay, we have a few seeds on Etsy, but not many. I think the Cherokee canned pumpkins are up, and the Danny corn is only 2 seeds we have up right now. And Dana's right, you can get wild berries. We have wild berries here. The huckleberries start in late April.
Yes.
Late April, I think.
They start in April.
And we have a mulberry tree that usually starts in April. We have dewberries that start somewhere in that area. Then we have blackberries that come in after that. Then we have blueberries that come in. So I'm picking berries from sometime April throughout the summer, just about till June, July, somewhere in there. I'm picking some type of berries. And we do have some raspberries. We're replanting those this year.
Allison's asking, do you use tapioca flour? We have it, but we don't really use it.
I have it in case.
We have it just in case. And there's Ms. Renata. She jumped in here to join us.
Hey, girl.
Can Danny eat spelt flour? Nope. Spelt. I've tried it. It just still doesn't work good for me.
Do you make your own extracts? I have vanilla extract that I started. I looked at the date. I couldn't remember. It was well over 2 years ago. Jen at the Nut House was here. I had started it a week or 2 before Jen came. And when she saw it, she said, you didn't take and cut the vanilla beans. And I said, well, I didn't know I was supposed to. So Jen takes out my vanilla beans and slices them all and puts them back in there. And I've only used it 1 time since I started it. So it's 2 years old. And it was a really strong vanilla, believe me.
Amy asks, how deep do you make your raised beds? We try to go 12 to... Well, now our raised beds, to be honest with you, is almost ground level, but the dirt inside them is dug down 12 to 16 inches deep and amended till it's very, very soft that deep in the ground.
Wanda Lawson says, what is the best seed company to buy from? We buy from Hoss Tools, or we have a link for Hoss Tools. We use a lot of Hoss Tools seeds. If you're in the southern area, most of theirs do good most anywhere. But Hoss Tools is the best one. If you're in an area like Missouri on up, a lot of people like Baker's Creek. We've just not had a lot of luck with Baker's Creek here. We do better with Hoss Tools.
How do you get your overalls sized? Hubby is 6'6".
Go to roundhouse.com and look at their sizing thing, and if they don't have his size in there, message them and tell them what you're looking for, and they may can do a special order. Somebody asked something I meant. Oh, do we can deer meat? Deer meat doesn't last long enough to can around here.
No, deer meat don't last that long here.
I usually only can things that I have quite a bit of, and we eat deer meat pretty quick.
Bandana Grandma says, I have 2 vanilla beans. How much vanilla can I make with that? 4 ounces.
Mine is in it's like a beer bottle. You know what like a Coke bottle, but it's a clear bottle. No, it's not clear.
No, you got the amber one.
No, mine is clear because I can see through it to see how it was changed.
Oh, that is true. Yes, it is. Yes,
it's like a clear beer bottle. And I put, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 vanilla beans in it. And like I said, Jen split them. And then I poured the vodka over that and just sat it in the cabinet. And it's turned a beautiful brown color now. I could take it out of the cabinet, and I took pictures the first 6 months, seeing the difference as it changed. And I never did do a video on it, but I still have the picture somewhere.
How do we heat our greenhouses? We don't heat our greenhouses. We let the sun do it. How far apart and deep do you plant your carrots, Amy says. Amy, you have to go watch my video because I don't really, sometimes I plant my carrots in rows and sometimes I don't. I have a video on doing it each way. Depends on which way you like to do it. The carrot seed should never be over 1/4 of an inch deep, and there's a specific way to do it.
What do you suggest planting my saved beans that got mixed up, whole bush beans? Not sure if they will do well planted together. If they got mixed up,
you can't save seed from them because they'll cross-pollinate. You'll just end up with a, I mean, you'll still end up with good beans, but you won't be able to.
I would put them on a trellis.
I'd put them on a trellis,
yeah. Because you don't know, I would just trellis them, and you'll get beans. It may be a combination of the two.
What do you think of Miracle-Gro for growing in a pot? Miracle-Gro is fine as long as you don't give them the plant too much of it, because it's just a liquid nitrogen is all that it is. The only problem is if you keep giving it to the plant will become addicted to it, just like people do to heroin or cocaine or anything else. It won't grow without it if you get it addicted to it. I would use it about once every 2 weeks. I'm going to put a piece of wood in this fire in here just so it don't go out.
Yeah. Will vanilla beans grow in the U.S.? I have no idea.
Jen could probably answer.
Ask Jen at the Nut House. She lives in California and she can grow some amazing stuff. She's really good at that kind of stuff. So ask her. I know she might have that answer. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else we've been doing. Oh, yeah. You want to do that?
I don't know if I don't think he's on here tonight.
But he might be listening.
He might be listening. But there's a gentleman, David, that sent us a gift this past week. And I wanted to tell David, thank you so much. It was greatly appreciated from the depths of our heart. And it will definitely be used here on our homestead. I can promise you that.
I got a few cards too. I think this says Hadley, Hadley, Hadley. Sent a Christmas card. Now we're just now getting some of these.
Yeah, we don't go to the post office as often as we used to.
This was Sandy from Sandy's Adventures. Came in. And then she sent, that was a postcard, I guess, when she was traveling. And then this is from Sandy also. She sent 2 cards. Let's see. Names. I had to find names. Christian. I think that's what I'm saying. Christian. Or Christine. I'm not one. Christian or Christine. Sorry about that. Having trouble reading tonight. And I think this was with that. Nope, this is Barbara. Okay, so Miss Barbara sent something too. Let me hide her address. Well, where am I at? Y'all probably got that really good, but Miss Barbara sent something, and I'm not sure which one was hers. I got all kinds of stuff here. I get stuff all mixed up, but we're trying to keep up with stuff. And that was somebody else that's on there. Okay, I'm caught up with that. Any tomato variety suggestions for making sauce besides the Amish paste? I was going to say Amish paste. The Celebrity did good for us last year, but
it's not as good.
It's watery. I don't know that it would make good paste. Roma?
Your Roma tomatoes make good paste. The Opalka is a good tomato for making for making tomato paste out of. The Opalka does better in the northern climates than it does in the summer, but it still does good.
I'm trying to see. Jim told them cost prohibitive. I guess it costs a lot. I'm not sure. I missed part of this going on vanilla beans. They said they grow in an orchard, I think, or something. You can grow vanilla orchids, but you have to hand pollinate them. Okay. So that answers some of that. The Tachi from Hoss Tools, they said, makes a good sauce. The San Marzano makes
paste tomatoes. They make a good one, yeah.
Okay, so there's
now Hoss Tool has the Tachi too. They're right about that. You get the Tachi from Hoss.
You isolate bean blossoms to save seeds from the plant to come true.
Yes, I isolate my beans by about a good. I go about 200 yards, but a lot of people don't have that kind of room. But that's just what I do. Danny, can y'all receive UPS and FedEx deliveries? Yes, we can. Matter of fact, they come here just about every day. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a day.
They become our only visitors for the last 4 months. Well, really longer than that. For the last year, they've been our only visitors pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you still have your cookbook for sale? Yes.
Yes.
At deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com. I have several left.
You've got several left. That's what I was fixing to say.
When these run out, it'll be a while before I order. I said that last time, and I waited several months before I ordered again because it just, I don't know. I get tired of them stacked up in the floor. And when I finally sell out, I'm glad I've got everything out of the way. So I've got enough for quite a few. And when they're gone, they'll be gone for a while.
Lady's asking, have y'all ever grown alligator pears? I don't know that I know what an alligator pear is, so I don't guess I have.
How is the black pepper doing? Right now, it was growing out really pretty, really green, and the cold that we've had the last few days
slowed it down.
It's got some spots on it. Yeah. But the underneath, the bigger, older leaves are protecting the underneath, and I noticed a lot of new stuff coming out, so it's doing good. It's just
really
the cold
good, yeah.
Got it a little bit. Now, chicken spaghetti. I saw somebody said that they did the spaghetti squash like I did the other day in a video, and it was really good. I made some more yesterday, and Danny and I finished it up today, and yes, it really is good.
Sue's asking, has anyone checked on canning jars lately? I know we haven't because we haven't been to a store in a long, long time. So I don't know. I don't know. Alligator pears are called melitons here in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've grown melitons before.
What's your favorite pantry recipe from the cookbook? I don't know. What would be my favorite?
I don't know what your favorite is. I
cook all the time, so I don't know. I like to invent new recipes, so I don't ever get my cookbook down and use it unless I can't remember something. I just make things up as I go every day.
Amy's asking, where's the best place to buy canning jars? I mean, I know we ordered a lot of ours from Walmart, and they delivered them in huge boxes. Now, we did have some that got broken. They replaced them. But, you know, if you go to Sam's or Walmart or anything like that, our local hardware store is where we got most of ours because they ordered them by the pallets when we told them there's going to be a shortage of them. And we got a lot from them. Jacqueline says she just ordered her an Electrocure. All right. You made a wise move.
That is another thing that if you're in wherever you are, you need water, and you need good water. You need a way to purify your water. Yeah. Whether you buy an Electrocure or something like it, or you have the tablets, you have some type of something to purify water. That's going to be a biggie. Most people do not think of that. And Danny and I had tried to emphasize some way to purify your water. Don't count on the municipal water supply to always be there with the bleach in it. It probably ain't going to be flowing all the time.
Now, if you get jars, let me say this. If you buy a case of jars, go ahead and buy 2 or 3 flats of lids to go with each case, because that will guarantee you that you're going to get to can that 12 jars 2 or 3 more times because you can save the leaves.
Renata said, what is the best fertilizer to put on a pear tree that is about 5 foot tall, and what time of the year?
I fertilize mine in the early spring around, I'll say mid-March. I use just triple 13 and don't overdo it and burn it up. You know, maybe a cup and a half of triple 13 around the outer part of the limb span on it, and then water it in good. And I don't do it for another month or 2 afterwards.
What variety of spaghetti squash do you recommend?
Small Wonder. The Small Wonder from Hall's Tool. We planted 5 seeds and harvested 55 spaghetti squash.
I have spaghetti squash in jars. I have spaghetti squash in the freezer, and I still have one in the floor.
You still have spaghetti squash sitting in the floor, yeah. That's amazing.
We've eaten a lot of spaghetti squash. Let's see.
I don't know. Cul-de-sacs want to know where the Alexa Pure filters are made. I don't actually know, to be honest with you. I've never actually looked. You have to message them and ask Adam, where they're at.
What is a good brand of cooker to use to can? I use a Presto, and isn't that what it is, Presto?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about ordering a second one because this one is one Danny had, and I don't know how old the thing is.
I've had it for years.
And I have several of the
rings, the gaskets for
gaskets, and all, but I need a new one, so I'm probably gonna buy a new one, but I will go with the Presto again.
A lot of people go with the All-American canner, but that's too large for anything we want to do, so we don't need anything
and I can't pick anything up real heavy, and the canner itself is heavy, much less with anything in it. So I want something that's lightweight, and the Presto is that. Yeah.
And Jen's right from JM from Nut House. Get you extra gaskets for you when you buy a pressure canner. Get extra gaskets.
Let me go get some. Somebody just asked something.
Get all these things. Always have backups for everything. Have a backup for your backup. I mean, that's the way we are here. We try not to let ourselves go without anything. Do we eat pineapple?
You know that's where I'm going.
We don't only eat pineapple, we raise our own pineapples.
Yes. Y'all see this? I'm so proud of this. Look at this.
Look at this pineapple raised at Deep South Homestead's greenhouse.
Look at this. Isn't that beautiful?
You ain't going to find that in the grocery store.
That is absolutely.
You done got the whole room smelling like pineapple.
Smell.
You don't even have to put it up close to me. I smelled it when you come in the door.
Why don't we cut this on the live stream and make them just drool?
No. We'll get juice all over them.
We would make y'all drool.
Y'all would be
gorgeous.
Look at that. In the store, they're green. You don't get to see them yellow like this unless you raise it and let it ripen.
Oh, it just smells so good. I didn't bring it in here, and I just forgot it. When they asked me to eat pineapple, I couldn't resist. Oh, it smells so good. It just smells like pineapple.
Marshall says, Danny, what is your favorite potato to grow? I actually have a couple of them. I like the red Pontiacs, and I like the actually 3. I like the Yukon Gold and the Kennebec Whites.
Yes, we will take the top off of this and start another one. We have.
Yes. We've got a lot of them we've been growing from tops.
Well, I let some outside die because it got too cold. I covered them the first part of the winter, and then I uncovered them, and this last cold spell I didn't cover. I let 4 or 5 out there die, but I've got 20 probably in the greenhouse, so I've got plenty left. Somebody asked something, and let me see. Yes, we can cut the top off. How are the ponds doing?
Ponds are doing great. Fish are doing fine. We just hadn't had any rain in several weeks to amount to anything. Over probably a month to amount to anything.
We had about a quarter?
Yeah, but a quarter and a half inch don't put no water in a pond. You got to have several inches of rain to put water in a pond. We haven't had that for months.
Yeah, the pineapple's simply fabulous. I love our pineapples. You will not, unless you go somewhere like Hawaii or Florida or somewhere and get a pineapple, you will not know what a pineapple really tastes like. This thing is 100% better than anything in a grocery store. Believe me.
How do you store your flour? We put it in the freezer. That way you don't have to worry about bugs getting in it. Or we do have a bunch that we've oven canned. Now you can oven can flour, and we have a video on that. It's a little tricky, but you can do it.
Do you put any fertilizer on your new pineapple plants? No.
No, we just put them in a pot and let them get started good, and we fertilize them after they get going.
I have a whole series over on Crazy Days. Just type in growing pineapples crazy days or pineapples crazy days. And I'll tell you, Danny shows you how he cuts the top, how he puts it in water. I show you how I take it once it roots and plant it and stuff. So they're over on Crazy Days. Let's see. A pineapple straight from Hawaii is amazing.
Yeah. I guess it probably is.
We've had several people tell us they are, and we know what they're like.
How long does it take to grow a pineapple? It takes 2 to 3 years, depending on how well you take care of it.
Yeah. That one's probably at least a 3-year-old plant, I would think.
Cul-de-sac says they was wondering today, what potatoes store the best? Well, it depends on, once again, we have good luck with the red Pontiacs, but then again, we're in the Deep South and nothing stores well here. So it's kind of hard to say. Depends on what kind of facility you have to store them.
We do have a leaf mulcher that we use to chop leaves and stuff up. How do you store your butter? I keep most of it in the freezer, but I have canned butter, and it usually does very, very well. I have multiple videos on Deep South and maybe one over on Crazy Days on how to can butter. But overall, freezer is fine. You can leave it in the freezer if you want. Yes, Crazy Days, D-A-Z-E-S is the way I spell.
Yeah, they said you must do a video on cutting that pineapple. We
have videos on the last pineapple we cut.
Yeah.
We made people drool because the last one actually got ripe on the bush out in the yard. When I noticed it, it had turned more golden than that. It was really golden, and Danny and I cut it. We did a video on it, and I don't know if it's on Crazy Days or on Deep South, probably Crazy Days. And that was the best pineapple I've ever eaten. It was awesome.
Will the pineapple grow more than one? No. It only grows one pineapple. Now the sprouts that come up on the side of it will grow more.
And usually I take the sprouts that come out off the side of the plant and replant.
Allison says, I ordered German butterballs. What is your thoughts on them? I do not like them.
We didn't like them.
They are so starchy that you cannot make a salad or anything out of them. I mean, you can take your spoon and stab it in it and let go of it, and it just stands up. And it's like, even though you make soft potato salad, it gets hard again.
Yeah, I just didn't like them.
We didn't care for them.
That was our one.
We just did not care for them.
We thought those would be a really good potato, and that was one we were really disappointed
We was disappointed with them.
Now, the French fingerlings, if you want a good potato, they're small, but they're delicious.
Yeah.
How long would canned butter last? I wouldn't keep it past 2 years. I rotate out. If I can butter, I wait about 6 months and can some more, and I use up the old, and then 6 months later make some more, and I just rotate it out. So mine usually doesn't last more than 6 months to a year.
Air with Jesus. I saw the thing, and I don't mind answering it. It says, do you know if you're going to heaven and how and why? Yes, I know I'm going to heaven. I don't have a doubt in my mind that when I die, I'm going to heaven. I have accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Savior. I am a born-again believer. My faith is in Christ. I have asked Him to come into my heart and for Him to save me, and I believe that He has. And according to John, 1 John in the Bible, I have nothing to worry about. I am heaven bound. Doesn't bother me a bit. I don't ever let that bother me.
Somebody said, where did we get our pineapple tree from? We grew it from the top.
We have a video showing how we take the top out of the pineapple and how did I do it to make it grow roots, and we replant that back in the ground and we grow our own pineapples from our pineapples.
Yeah, we started from a pineapple that we grew, that we bought in the grocery store. Some of the pineapples I have did come from the grocery store. We bought them, we ate the pineapple, grew more from the top. We have 4 or 5 that are Deep South raised pineapples, because we've grown at least 2 pineapples a year for the last 3 years, I believe.
Yeah. We ever grow potatoes in old tires? I personally have not, but I know people who has, and they do just fine. Can I vacuum seal dry goods? Yes, you can. We vacuum seal oatmeal and grits and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we're after 9. I figured we were. I'm so sleepy I can't read.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here, my eyes. It's been a long time since 4 o'clock this morning.
Is rice okay in a bag, or do you need to put it in a bucket?
You can put it in a bag and then put it in a bucket.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to save rice, make sure you do not get any kind of organic rice. Make sure you get the plain old white rice, China doll rice, because it has the cheap stuff, because it has nothing in it. It has no nutritional value to it whatsoever. It's loaded with starch, which will convert over to sugar in your system, and it will not go bad because there's nothing in it to go bad. All the oil has been taken out of it. It's just a good filler to add with something.
And when should I expect to see my sugar cane sprout?
Should be this spring when the ground warms up.
Just check and make sure that if you have warm days, it doesn't sprout out during warm days, because you need to cut it off so it doesn't freeze. And we haven't even checked ours. I hope ours is deep enough.
I ain't had time to do nothing, to be honest with you.
It'd be bad if we lose ours.
Yeah. Okay. We have got to jump over here, guys. It is getting late. We are both wore out today.
What about
parboiled rice?
It should say pretty good, because it's not an oil-based.
It probably should, or instant rice. I mean, all this
instant rice is good too. So I think parboiled would be jasmine rice. What is? I know what jasmine is. Is it got oil in it? I've never used it.
Jasmine may not last as long because it's actually a
brown rice won't last.
Brown rice won't last.
I do know that. And
basmati.
Basmati. I always
get it backwards. You always say Maserati. No, it's basmati.
Well, I'm thinking of a car. A
Maserati. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have organic rice and stuff, I would check it out and rotate. It'll last for a while. It may last.
It'll last for a while, but the organic rice, it'll all eventually go rancid because it's got oil.
You want to rotate out.
Yeah.
Believe me, rotate it out. Don't keep it for long periods of time. Wild rice, yeah. All right, so I guess the biggest thing is make sure you're prepared.
Yep.
Both spiritually, mentally, physically, financially,
all of it. Just make sure you're prepared. That's all I can tell you. Because the next 10 days
could shake everybody's
could change our future forever.
And as long as your faith is strong, you'll get through it. You may not like what's going on. You may not like what happens to you or anybody else around you. But we've all been there in situations. We've all made it through.
Yeah.
You know, so all we got to do is just look toward next weekend, because we're going to be here Saturday night if they don't shut the internet down.
They don't take the internet away from us, and we don't, something happen to us physically, like the old people used to say, the Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise.
Yeah.
There used to be a reason for that. So that's the way we feel. If the Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, or the internet don't go down,
or they don't take our channel,
or they don't take our channel away from us or something, am I having to be careful. I'm having to be careful on Patreon. I'm having to be careful on Porch Time. I'm having to be really, really careful.
He's struggling. Even earlier, he was talking about how he was struggling because of Porch Time. He said, I know they want to hear something. He said, I literally can't say anything. When he starts to say something, he has to stop. And
yeah.
It just don't flow when you gotta just watch everything. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah, that's it's hard for us to do.
There's many of our friends here on YouTube that we've been watching. They've pulled their channel, or they've pulled their videos, or they demonetize their videos. They do something to keep their videos from getting out there. They won't put them in the algorithms and things like that. And you know, we've dealt with this for 5 years. 90% of our videos the first day don't even hit the algorithms. They only go to partial people. Like if we have 150,000 subscribers, we might get 2,000 actual subscribers get the notifications.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but YouTube does that. So guys, it's just one of those things. You're gonna see a lot of people disappear.
Lots of people are being demonetized, and a lot of people are just leaving YouTube. A lot of people are going over to these other channels, which is not going to help anything in the world. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, because they're going to shut everything down. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you are, I can't say that. That's what I'm talking about. I can't say some things. Okay, I'll figure out eventually how to do a riddle. And we'll talk in riddles.
All right, we need to remember to pray for Danny and Lori Brown at Whippoorwill Hollow.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Danny, teach us to pray to have the strength to get through this. My emotions are all over the place.
Yeah, it's just remember this. Put your faith and your trust in the Lord, not in any one man or what. It doesn't matter who I've told y'all this in the past. It doesn't matter who's going to be president, because one of them had a short fuse and the other one had a long fuse. It's just that with one of them, we're going to get there a lot faster than we would with the other one.
Mary Beth asked us to pray for Smitty. He may have to go back to the hospital again. I saw somebody else ask for ABCXYZ, said a young couple with 3 small children both have COVID. Let's see. I'm trying to read them, but they're going by. Arizona Online says that it's weird in Nova Scotia they still have grass and no snow.
We have no grass and no snow.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. We almost had snow the other day. It came close to us.
Yeah, well, I don't like this almost snow stuff.
If you're an advocate of the grand solar minimum, just prepare. It's going to get colder. Now, those of you up north, toward the end of January, you're fixing to get really cold. You're going to be about 16, 20 degrees colder than you normally are. Those in the southwest, once this cold snap is over, you're going to begin to heat up. So, for the rest of January. So it's a roller coaster.
Somebody's saying something about not promoting fear. Yes. What was the quote from Franklin Roosevelt?
Franklin D. Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
And he did that on his inauguration day
1933 Inauguration Day, which was the first time that they had moved it to January the 20th. It originally was in March. He took office 45 days earlier than the previous administrations did. So
yeah,
there's a lot in history. You go learn and look at history. There's a lot to live. But the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open, watch for everything, but learn to live in your environment, I guess. Keep your eyes open for everything outside it, because there's no way you can trust any of it.
Yeah. Used to, the old people would say, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. Now, in the world that we live in today, you still don't believe nothing you hear and don't even believe what you see, because it can be photoshopped, it can be a hologram, it can be anything done to make you think that there's something there that's really not there.
Yeah, this photoshopping and holograms is really freaking me out a little bit, because now I'm starting to, anything I see on TV, a lot of what we see on YouTube, because I know about editing. I know that people can edit in anything they want to.
You can put anything you want. I mean, literally, we can do this video with me sitting here beside Wanda, and I really wasn't here.
There's ways to do it with a video.
Yes.
When you're watching videos on YouTube, be very, very cautious.
Yeah.
I just have to, I'm not saying that anybody I know does this, but it is doable. And so, Danny, I don't know how he found it or why it popped up or whatever, but it was something, and I don't even remember the name, but he started watching a video that was telling him something yesterday. We searched the internet everywhere and could not find that to be true, but it looked like, wasn't it Tucker Carlson from Fox News?
I don't remember.
I think it was him talking, and what he was saying sounded good, but it wasn't true. Somebody had photoshopped him, obviously, with the words they wanted him to say to make it look right, and it was a foreign name under it, just saying. Yeah. So y'all be careful. Don't repeat some of the things you see on YouTube, because some of it, check it with all news sources.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying, before you start repeating it.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to pray where we can get off of here. Everybody wants to go to bed tonight. A lot of them's already left and going to bed because they have other things to do tomorrow. Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. We just want to take this opportunity and say once again, thank you for allowing us to be able to rise today. Thank you for blessing us today. Thank you for giving us health and strength and just breath in of our nostrils today, Lord. We appreciate that. Lord, we just want to take a brief moment here to ask prayers for. There's several people who's asked prayers. They have family members who've come down with the virus. We want to ask a special prayer over them, Lord, that they can have healing for their bodies. And it won't be bad, Lord. It'll be an easy case for them, and they'll be able to get over it real quickly. Several YouTubers have come down with it now, and we're praying that you will heal their bodies also, Lord. And Father, there's many other sicknesses in here tonight that's been mentioned. We're praying for physical healing tonight, Lord, for everybody who has ailments. Lord, we want to be like the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt. Not a one of them was ailing. Not a one of them was lame. They were all healthy and strong, from the youngest to the oldest, Father. That is our prayer tonight. And in the midst of the turmoil that surrounds us in our country right now, Father, we pray that each and every one of us tonight, our homestead, our houses, wherever we live at, can be a small Goshen in the midst of turmoil all around us. They may be famine, they may be wars, there may be rumors of wars, Lord, but we pray for the protection of the Almighty God over our homesteads, over our physical well-being, over our finances, over our mental state. Lord, every aspect of our human body, every beat of our heart, every breath that we breathe, all of our muscle structure, our bones, Lord, we pray for healing and strength in all of them. We claim the promises in Isaiah where it says we will run and we will not be weary. We will mount up wings like an eagle and fly, Lord. We'll just have strength beyond our years, Father, and we pray for that for each and every person here so that we can continue to get the things done, that we need to get done. And Father, whichever administration stays in, our faith is not in mankind. Our faith and our hope is in you. And Father, to you we look for our daily needs. As you told David, you own the hills, you own the cattle of 1,000 hills, and you own the hills that the cows are on, Father. So we know that you are the one who controls everything, and that all things lie within your hands. And Father, that when we belong to you, there's not a living soul that can pluck us out of the midst of your hands, Father. And we thank you for that. And Lord, tonight, I pray on every person here that you might grant them the blessings of obedience, Father. And Father, I pray for everyone on here tonight also that they might have financial resources above and beyond what they need to be prepared. And I pray that if they're not prepared, that they will go to the store tomorrow, Lord, and that they will buy as much as they can afford to buy of things that they will eat and stock up on of non-perishable goods, so that, Lord, they can have some things ready if things go bad. Go with us tonight. Help us to rest safely. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. All right. Now,
can you eat Danny corn, or is it for seed?
No, you can eat Danny corn. We make cornmeal, we make cornbread, we make corn flour, we make grits. You can make hominy out of it. You can grind it for chicken feed. You can feed it to your cows. I mean, you can feed it to. I mean,
you can eat it when it's in the soft stage.
You can still eat it when it's in the soft stage, like field corn. You can cut it off the cob and make fried corn out of it. There's lots of things you can do with it.
Yeah. I'm yawning, so I'm getting very tired.
Yeah.
I've been on my feet all day, peeling sweet potatoes, cutting up sweet potatoes, and canning. 14 jars down, though. I feel accomplished.
About 50 more to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I not tell you we're not planting as many sweet potatoes?
Yeah, you done told me this year we're not planting as many sweet potatoes.
Or potatoes.
Or
I have canned so many potatoes and sweet potatoes this year till I'm like, okay, we got to stop.
We're up in the hundreds of jars now.
Yeah, so he's got to stop.
We got to stop.
He's got to plant a limited amount of sweet potatoes and potatoes this year.
The reminder of the solar power light.
Okay, so for the one that asked, I'm going to try and put the solar powered street light in the description when this goes up after a while. I'll try to do it as soon as we get off. All right, I'm going to try that.
Okay, let me see if I can figure out here how you're going to do this now. You about ready?
Oh, yeah.
You about ready to click this thing down and go to get it off here?
Thank you guys for joining us.
Hold on.